Hey guys, Kristen Moringa here out of Seattle, Washington. I wanted to pop on and share with you a couple key things that are going to help you rock this Blitz, okay? So as we know, our goal is to book 4 parties for our very next immediate booking date and 4 parties for the very next week after that one. So 8 parties for the next 2 weeks total, okay? From there, you're going to be booking parties off of those parties to keep your calendar rolling. And this is the most important part about everything that we're focusing on here. So you're stacking your calendar with 4 and 4 for the next 2 weeks. And then from that, you're going to be able to keep the bookings rolling so that you will never run out of bookings. Let me show you an image that I made to explain how this works, okay? So I'm going to share my screen for you. And this is scenario 1. And this is really what we're talking about, okay? So I'm going to break this down for you. Let's look at week 1, okay? This is the next available date that you're booking 4 parties for, all right? And you heard from Stacy, and she explained that we have the F word going on here, right? We might have one party flop, and we might have one party flip ultimately and have that host signs up, and then one flops, or it could even be a ghost where the host doesn't get back to you. So let's say you're focused on getting 2 to 3 bookings per party. And let's say you end up with 5 total bookings from these 2 parties that are great and that stick and stay with you. That's going to fill week 3 and 4 of your calendar, and you're going to see that in pink. All right. So this is pink down here. We're filling up those future dates. Now week 3 is completely full and you're good to go. Okay. Week 2 comes and you already booked those 4 parties for week 2 because that's what we're doing here. We're booking these first 2 weeks. Again, one flops or ghosts, one flips and signs up. You have 5 total new bookings because you're really focused on getting 2 to 3 bookings per party. And these 2 right here generate 5 new bookings for you. That is in blue, and you're going to see that here. You're going to see that because we're booking those up in week 4 and 5. This is based off of stacking your calendar and booking the next immediate date, okay? Next, we have week 3. Okay, we have those parties that had already been booked. The same concept applies. One flops, one flips, 5 new bookings. Now we're generating new bookings forward, and so we have these green parties that are booked. And the same thing keeps happening every single week. This is based off of 5 total new bookings, 2 to 3 per party. You are going to keep booking your calendar and never run out of parties. And this is how you do it. You have to be focused on those 2 and 3 new bookings and stacking your calendar this way, where you're always trying to book the next available date open, okay? Let's look at scenario 2. And scenario 2 is a completely different scenario. And this is what tends to happen for some folks when they're not focused on generating new business from their parties. So we are working on booking 4 for week 1 and 4 for week 2. So we're starting out with 8 here, right? We kind of already hit that a few times. So let's say instead of getting 2 to 3 bookings per party, let's say you just get 1 booking per party. You're trying to get those bookings, but maybe the skill set's not quite there yet, or maybe the host coaching isn't quite as strong, and so there's not as many people in the parties. So this whole scenario for scenario 2 is based off of 1 booking per party. Okay, so 1 party flops, 1 party flips, and you generate 1 booking from this party, 1 booking from this party for 2 new bookings, okay? Those are gonna fill week 3, and those are pink. All right, now we get to the next week of parties. Week 2, we have 4 parties, 1 flops, 1 flips, and we have 2 new bookings, okay? Now we're in week 2 here. So we're messaging these people kind of probably like after the fact or during the tail end of the party. We can't book those immediately for the next week oftentimes because we've already missed the starting point for invites. So what do we have to do? We have to go out a week and book those the next week because it'd be too fast and it'd be rushed to get them going for the next immediate week. So now we're already spacing things out a little bit because of how we can't stack our calendar quite that way with booking right away and flipping that super fast, right? So we're into week 3 of parties, and we got these parties. Great, we have 2 bookings. Hey, we'll take it, 2 parties this week. Let's say 1 flops or ghosts, and this other one left over here, we have 1 booking. And we're gonna take that booking because we're probably past the invite deadline for next week. We're gonna push that one out to week 5. Okay, and that's this green one here, okay? And then this next week comes. Let's say one flops or goes, one just doesn't do well. The host, no matter what, will not follow host coaching and things, and you get one total new booking, and that's week 6 in orange here. Okay, we keep going. Now we're down to 1 party a week. We're like, well, shoot, I started out with 4 a week. I went down to 2, and now I'm only down to 1. So you have 1 party here. It does pretty well. You get a booking off of it. But again, we can't book that immediately for next week because we missed the invite days, and we're already going to be rushed. So we booked it for week 7. Let's say the next week of parties come, and this party flaps. All right, so that one doesn't do well. We have 0 no bookings. Week 7 comes, we have this 1 party, and let's say we do get a booking off of it, but we miss the invite day. We can't get it booked for next week, so we're gonna have to push it out a week to week 9. And now all of a sudden week 8 comes, and we ultimately wanted 4 parties every single week, but this time we have no parties, and we only have 1 future party booked into the next week. And that's all we have. And so you can see the dramatic difference between scenario 1 and scenario 2 in ensuring that you're getting 2 to 3 bookings from every single party, no matter what. 1 booking is not enough. 1 booking, you will run out of business very quickly. And this is exactly what happened in scenario 2. So I hope those visuals helped you understand the importance of getting 2 to 3 bookings from every single party. And how do we do that? We have to make sure we're asking 30 people a day. 30 people a day, and doing your host booking challenge too. Okay, that should be in your host coaching. Most do have it in their host coaching to partner with the host to get 3 bookings. So let me walk you through this for a minute. Okay, let's say you have 4 parties a week, like we're suggesting, and you have like 30 people in this party, you have 50 people in this one, you have 20 people in this one, and you have 30 people in this one. Great. Okay, so what you can do to organize your time is say this party with 30 people in it, message those ones on a set particular day. So maybe I'm just going to say we're going to message these people every Monday. Okay, party A, we're going to message these 30 people Monday. I got my 30 people in, yay, I'm done. Okay, this one had 50, great, but this one also only had 20. So we're going to take and message maybe 40 of these people on Tuesday or our next day, and we're going to call that one good. And because we don't want to end up in Facebook jail, we're not going to message all of them the same day, but we got our 30 to 40 in, and then we can take the leftovers from this one, and message those ones on the next day. So let's say that's Wednesday. I'm just making up days here, okay? But we're going to message the 20 from this party, the leftovers from this party, we're going to message those on the set day every single week. Now our 4th party, these folks, we have 30 here, we're going to message those ones on Thursday. Okay, I just made up days. You figure it out because you have party A, B, C, and D, so your A's every week, message them on Monday, these ones message Tuesday, message Wednesday, message Thursday. There is our 30 asks 4 days of the week. All right, now what's going to happen for the 5th day, because we want to be messaging 30 people 5 days a week to ensure we have a full calendar. This day can be follow-up, and it can also be contacts outside of parties from social posts. Okay, we'll go over that later. But what I want you to focus on is making sure you have at least 30 people in every single party, or maybe one party you have extra, and so that can cover for the one that didn't have quite as many. And so that's where you're getting your asks from every single week to ensure you're getting your 5 days in, 30 asks a day. So you might be thinking, that's all and well, Kristen, that's great, but like, I don't have any parties to start from right now. I don't even have people to message from my parties. So here's your first assignment, okay? I want you guys to inventory your friends list. This is one of the easiest things that you can do to start from scratch to book these next 2 weeks of 4 parties a week, okay? So I want you to look at how many friends you have on Facebook, and I want you to literally go through each friend, okay, and click message on each one. Look at your message history and see, have I messaged them before to book a party? If not, ask them to host. You also want to see, have I messaged them before and they said not right now but later, and today is later because that was a couple months ago? Message them. okay? The other thing you're looking for is, I almost went like this. Gotta keep a couple fingers up on that one. Okay, the next thing you can do is, let's say you message them about booking a party at one point and there was no response back and you didn't follow up. Do some follow-up, okay? And oftentimes you will find little nuggets within your Facebook friends list that you didn't even know were there. Or you're like, hey, who is this random person that I met somewhere along the way? I haven't ever messaged them about Pampered Chef. Maybe I met them from a party and forgot to message them or something and they became my friend. Like, you can find nuggets in your Facebook friends list right now that already exist. I'm going to put some words in the description of this YouTube video, okay? Down below, you're going to see some words to use on what to say to ask them for a booking if you haven't asked before, what to say if it's been a couple months and they said, you know, not right now, and that was a couple months ago, and what to do if you never even followed up with them to begin with. You asked, they didn't respond, you didn't follow up. I'll share some follow-up words below as well. So this is your first assignment. And this is how you're gonna start out kicking things off from scratch, is doing that inventory of your Facebook friends list. All right, guys, thanks.